Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
What a day, what a day, what a day. Good morning, beautiful people. It is a facility. Congratulations, you woke up this morning. So good to see y'all, so good to be seen. Y'all could be watching any show. You are hanging out with us. We don't take it for granted. Hope your week is starting off fabulous. It's Monday, Rick Bucher. It is Monday.
It is.
It is, in fact. Hey, whether you're eating your Eggo waffles, your Frosted Flakes, your Captain Crunch, your Cheerios, whatever it is. What, Shady?
I mean, that's how they eat.
Yeah.
I'm coming through with that turkey bacon, you know what I mean? That vegan pancakes. Yeah, with a little vegan orange juice. Yeah, and real quick,
with a little donut on the side.
Happy Father's Day to the real fathers out there. That's right. Any man could have a kid and be a father, but that don't really make you a father. Don't let that go over your head. Any man could be a father. But not anybody can just be a father.
Let
that go over your head.
That one didn't go over my head.
Any man can be a dad. Yeah. But it takes a special one to be a father.
I don't know, Jay. You don't know.
Because
I'm a father and a daddy.
Okay.
If you know what I'm saying.
Hopefully you have no idea what Shady is saying for your sake. That's James Jones on the far end. This is Rick Bucher, NBA analyst, in with us today. To my right, LaShawn Shady McCoy needs no introduction. It's Daddy, not after. Hey, the Thunder, they sunned the Pacers on Friday night. Took care of business. Series is tied up now, 2-2. We got to talk about it. That's the hottest topic in sports right now. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander put on a show, 35 points. J-Dub, the man also known as Jalen Williams, 27 points. And now the series is tied. Game 5, it is tonight. Tyrese Halliburton after the loss and SGA both spoke up.
2 wins and you get the job done, and that's what I felt like I was focused on in the Denver series, and we were able to do so, and same thing for this series.
Game 4 didn't end the way we wanted it to, but the biggest thing is you can't let one spiral into 2. You know, you can't take the disappointment of that game and let it be a snowball effect. You know, it's you got to be ready to go for Game 5 here again, a hostile environment, and you know we're both 2 games away. You know, so anything can happen from here.
An absolutely thrilling series.
Yeah.
Like, this series is more than anyone could have asked for. Several people thought it would go 4, some thought it would go 5. It's already looking like it's gonna go 6. It has to go 6.
Yeah.
This is a phenomenal series, and I love what Halliburton said. Essentially, he said what many of us say in football: don't let one play beat you twice. Don't let one loss beat you twice. Shady, the Thunder, they tied it up. You've had your confidence on the Thunder the entirety of this series. Who you more confident in now, though, obviously?
Now, I ain't changed. I've been the same. When they lost Game 1, I said the Thunder's a better team. They're going to win this thing out. When they lost Game 3, I say, yo, don't trip. Don't worry about it. The Thunder going to win this thing. They're a better team. They're going to figure it out. And then now we at Game 5, and I'm saying the same thing, same song. The Thunder, they're a better team. And Game 4 was a prime example of what I was talking about forever. You got pros and you got college. If you look at the way that the way that Pacers been winning, it's been a college format, right? Team effort, everybody pitches in, right? No real superstar that's really driving the bus. We all kind of taking turns driving the bus. We all taking turns eating each other's lunch. Look at the Thunder side. You got one big dog. You got a smaller big dog that's carrying it too in Jay Will. Yeah. If you watch Game 4, who was the closer for the Pacers? You get a shot. You get a shot. I get a shot. There was no closer. Yeah. You go to the other side. SGA, MVP, showed up. Yo, we down. Who gonna score for us? I'm gonna shoot the 3 ball. I'm gonna go there and get the layups. I'm gonna go get the fouls. And I'm gonna end the game. That's when you have the superstar player, and it's not the college format. Yeah. Look at this. Rise up. Give me mines. And now when you get in the clutch moments, because I feel like, you know, as a team, you can get you to the last possessions or 2, right? You get you there. Fourth quarter, maybe got a 5-point lead. You get you there. But who's gonna close the game out? The Pacers had nobody to close the game out, and that's why they lost. Look at the other side of the Thunder, they did. So, Slick, I owe you dinner, but don't get too full. You owe me dinner.
Yeah. Don't get too full. I'm so torn on this series. I'm going to say I'm more confident in the Pacers because I'm more confident in Carlisle. That's what I'm going to say. The reason the Thunder won that game, on the surface, it appears that it was won because of Shea. But in reality, that game was won because of Daigneault, the coach of the Thunder. Because he had the wherewithal to suggest, hey, if I rest Shea more in the first half, Shea's going to have some energy to play down the stretch. You realize SGA, the MVP, had 15 of his team's 16 final points. SGA, the MVP, scored 15 points in the final 4 minutes, 38 seconds of the game, when he scored 20 points in totality the previous 43 minutes of the game. So, yes, SGA is the face of that team, and he is the face of that ball game, but that game wasn't necessarily won because of the face. It was won because of the mind and Daigneault controlling that game. I do not think Rick Carlisle will get out-coached more times than not in the final 3 games of the series. I just fervently refuse to believe that. And watching the game, I'm texting Shady, I'm texting James, I'm texting Rick, because I was like, yo, are they attacking SGA on the defensive end? And to everybody kind of agree, like, yeah, to some degree they are. Because SGA has to realize conserve his energy on defense so that he can execute on offense. But when I'm watching that game, I realize this isn't a coincidence the series is tied up. The Pacers are a really good team that plays really good defense. Nembhard, phenomenal defense. Neesmith now has so much film on the opponent that he's overly anticipating Chet Holmgren's moves. Thus, he's drawing fouls because he's beating Chet to the spot that Chet's trying to get to. He's just a little too aggressive when he gets there. So I'm more confident in the Pacers, not because of the players. I'm more confident in the Pacers because of their head coach. Truly, I believe this game is a coin flip. I mean, the Pacers had a 10-point lead with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter of that game. Nobody would have thought the team that dominates fourth quarters would have lost that game, except for Daigneault conserving energy for SGA, allowing the MVP to do what MVP does and close that game. I don't think there is a wrong answer. I'm going to suggest it is the Pacers because of their head coach.
Yeah. And I am going to go. You guys make great points in terms of setting up where this series is being decided. I'm going with the Thunder simply because the Pacers gave away everything that they earned in games 1 and 3. They gained the home court advantage and the psychological edge in game 1, like proving, you know what, if it's a close game, we're the better team. Yep. And we're going to take home court advantage away from you. And then they amplified that in game 3 in the way that they won. And then they gave it all back in game 4. Oh, it would have been better if they'd gotten blown out, because they could at least say, if we keep it close, we're the better team. They gave that away. And to your point, like Mark Daigneault closed the difference in coaching in this.
Absolutely.
Do you know that this was the first game in the series that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander didn't play all 12 minutes in the first quarter? He played a very conservative 7.5 minutes. And then getting to the free throw line gave him rest. The one thing I'm going to push back on with Shady is, and this is why Carlisle is important, I do believe that they have a closer. But it's not necessarily Tyrese Halliburton. It can be Pascal Siakam. Or it's whoever you decide, Carlisle decides, but he picks the right one. Pascal Siakam had 1 shot in the fourth quarter. 1 shot. Like, you can't not go to him because in many cases, he's the one guy who can get to a spot and get a shot. And they didn't go to that. So ultimately, now that it's even, and now that everything is shifted back to the Thunder's favor, like if it's even going into the series, I said, I think the Pacers can make this an interesting series, but I don't know that they can win it. And then they win game 1 and they win game 3. And I'm like, they've given themselves the edge. And what they did was, in game 4, they didn't realize, like, we got to maintain that edge. They gave it all back. And now it being an even series again, my feelings shift back to the Thunder.
Oh, well, come on. Hey, look, we got seats for you now. Well, I stayed the same. But for you, hey, we got seats. You want to come over now?
Only for Slick.
You know what I mean? If you want to come over, we got room for you,
You
dog.
did come to the dark side, man.
And James, welcome him kindly. Welcome him. Open arms.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Doors open. You ain't got to ring the doorbell. You ain't got to ring the doorbell. Doors open. I said this was going to be a gentleman's sweep. The Pacers surprised me. They did, by the way they playing. Even in game 4, they had me, I was sitting there sweating for a minute like they about to go up 3-1 until Shai got the ball and closed the game. But more confidence in the Thunder.
Easy.
I don't see a way they get a game in OKC. And at this point, you got to get you one there. They are 9-2 at home, and 2 of those losses, they was beating the other team down and just laid an egg the last 4-5 minutes of the game. It ain't like a team came in their home court and said, we smacking you, take this L. It's not. So I don't know how the Pacers can come into OKC and win a game. And, Slick, I think Rick Carlisle did think they had a closer. And in that fourth quarter, with 3 minutes left in the game, the ball was in Halliburton's hands every time down the court to make a play. And he didn't. So I don't know how you just go from, hey, all right, we gave you a chance to close, now we're going to give Siakam a chance to close the next game. When I watched that game and it got close, OKC knew where the ball was going. Yeah. And it didn't mean that Shea was going to just shoot the ball and throw it up there crazy. You're going to make the right play, whether it be your mid-range, whether it be finding the open guy to make the shot. The Pacers didn't have an answer for that late in the stretch when things got hard because OKC's defense turned up too because Shea was guarding too.
Yes, he was.
They wasn't worried about shying away from nothing. Switch. I got him. You know what I'm saying? And the defense amped up too. And once that amped up, it was hard for them to get a shot. And it wasn't a guy that they just said, man, listen, he owned you. We got the switch. Right. You got to go. It wasn't a guy to take over the game. And Shea did.
I think the problem, though, for me in hearing a lot of dialogue in the series, especially from you, Jay, is that, like, if the Pacers do exactly what the Thunder do, you don't look at it with the same glasses. For whatever reason, and I think it's because what I mean is this. Halliburton is not Shea. We've established that. Right. But Halliburton did have 8, if not 9, of his 18 points in the fourth quarter. Up until 2 minutes and 38 seconds, Halliburton hits a 3 that extends the Pacers' lead 103-99. Okay. Shea backdoors, he hits a 3. Remember, J-Dub kicks a 3, boom. Yes. So it's not as though Halliburton disappeared in the fourth quarter. It's more so just that Shea, shout out to him, was the MVP, had 15 of his team's last 16. When I'm watching that game, you say, I don't see how the Thunder lose another game at home. They were dominating that game and blew a lead. That's exactly what the Pacers did last night. On Friday night. The Pacers were dominating that game, had a 12-point lead, if I'm not mistaken. The end of the third quarter, the Pacers could have eviscerated the Thunder. At the end of the third, they could have eviscerated the Thunder. Man. They don't. J-Dub hits a great bucket at the end of the third. Pacers still have a 10-point lead with 9 minutes left in the fourth, and the Thunder make that lead evaporate. So what the Thunder do to the Pacers do to the Thunder, even in this series. Halliburton has been a great closer. Shea's been a great closer. Halliburton has 9 in the fourth. Shea has 15 in the fourth. I just think we keep looking at it with a bias.
Halliburton has hit a couple shots.
Yes.
Right. Shea has been the closer in these games. Give me the basketball and I will take you there. Yep. He has hit a couple shots. Where was everybody at with 3 minutes left in the game, Acho? I understand the whole fourth quarter. Where was you? 3 minutes left in the game to where we make a shot, it's your ball.
Yep.
They ain't do nothing. We make a shot, it's your ball. They didn't have a guy when it was 3 minutes left to go get it. They didn't.
But they haven't had a guy this entire series.
And that's the problem I'm telling you about.
But it hasn't been. But it wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
It wasn't a problem.
It wasn't a problem game 1, and it wasn't a problem game 3.
That's serious, fellas. I think that's serious. It's a serious. Okay, so I'll give you this real quick. And it's the first one of the 4 wins in this series, correct? Okay, so if the Thunder win these last 2 games and they win 4-2, we're going to say, Pacers played hard, but the better team won, right? Mm-hmm. As you look at this, you want to give Halliburton his credit.
I'm trying to.
And he gets it. Yeah. And you want to give the Pacers their credit because they playing hard. I'm cool with all that. Mm-hmm. But when I kept talking about the whole time where they don't have a legit bona fide superstar guy I'm going to every time. Yep. You want to make it Siakam. You want to make it Halliburton. Mm-hmm. We know who it is for OKC. Yeah. And then you talk about having some good moments for fourth quarter. I'm cool with that. Halliburton made some good shots. Mm-hmm. Cool with that. SG had 35 points.
You did.
15 of them points came in the fourth quarter. Well, we must have it.
Yeah.
You want to give it to the head coach about resting? I don't care about no rest because you got to go out there and play. Cool. You resting. I'm not fatigued. Cool.
That makes a difference.
I hear all that. But I got to put the ball in the basket. That's the real difference. Right. And when you watch SGA that night, right, I'm shooting mid-range jumpers. But also, we need a 3-ball, and I'm going to give you that. Mm-hmm. And then after that, in the 3 minutes, he took over it.
Understood.
And then another thing is, once you're playing the game and you know this guy's a closer, because not only does the OKC know he's a closer, the other team knows it too. Mm-hmm. The other coach knows it too. And as you watch it, it's like I don't know if it's an athlete's thing, but in your head, you're like, here it goes. Mm-hmm. And there it went. And he took over the game and won it. So it's just like, and I don't want to beat on the Pacers because they are a really good team and they're playing really good. But sometimes we can't depend on this group effort project. You need somebody super smart to get this job done for the project. And that's who the hell SGA is.
But the same thing that blessed the Thunder has cursed the Thunder.
Okay.
Through 4 games this season.
There we go.
It's not that Shady is wrong. It's just you too confident. Because through 4 games, what blessed the Thunder at the end of Game 4, SGA's ability to close, cursed him at the end of Game 3 because SGA was too fatigued to close. What blessed the Thunder at the end of Game 4, SGA being the one guy to go get a bucket, cursed him at the end of Game 1 because SGA had to be the guy to get the bucket and he fell short. The Thunder, what the Pacers, what cursed him in Game 4, they didn't have a closer. It blessed him at the end of Game 1 because then Turner hits a shot, followed by Naismith hits a shot, followed by Nembhard, Cook, Shea hits a shot, followed by Halliburton hits the game winner. So what I can't do, Shady, is after watching 4 games, it's been dead even. You've been right half the time, you've been wrong half the time. Pacers been right half the time.
More blessed?
Pacers been wrong.
Who's more blessed right now
it's
today?
2-2. It's
Time out.
2-2.
Whoa, it's not 2-2.
What you mean?
It's not.
It is 2-2. It's 2-2.
It's 2-2, and we going back home.
Okay.
Who has the advantage right here? We ain't the same. Hold on. Are we the same? Hold on, bro, before y'all Pacers people go. Are we the same right now? Is it the same right now?
You had the same advantage going into the series.
I'm asking you a question,
and who
Slick.
won Game 1?
I'm asking you a question. Right now, today, because he's talking about blessings, and I love my God. Who is more blessed today, right now?
OKC's more blessed going back
That's
to the
you.
house, 2-2.
Come on, fellas. Who more blessed
They're
right?
going back to the house home court.
Both teams have split at home court.
I know.
So isn't it, hold on. Like, we're all intelligent here.
Yeah.
If both teams have split at home court, there is no, in this series, there is no home court advantage. There's a 50% chance you win at home and a 50% chance you lose at home. The series is currently tied 2-2. Thus far, there's no home court.
So would you rather? Hold on.
They got it back.
That's what I'm saying.
Would you rather play on the road at 2-2 or be at home at 2-2?
Of course I'd rather be at home.
Okay, because we're intelligent. So let's be intelligent. You're intelligent, right? Okay, so would you want to be?
I'd rather be the Thunder.
Okay, so as I asked you today on this Monday after Father's Day weekend, who is more blessed?
OKC.
OKC. And you know what's crazy? Even though they lost Game 1 this whole time, because everybody believes in Vegas. Everybody believes in Vegas.
We got teased next.
They've always been favored.
They have.
They've always been favorite.
They have.
I'm good,
Real quick,
I'm good with leaning Thunder.
Real quick before
but you're
we leave.
like making this over.
Yes, that's where I have issues.
Oh, you think it's still a shot?
I can't
really
go
quick,
so
though.
far as to say it's over.
Slick, why did you flip? Because when you bet Shady last show before we went to Father, well, no, I'm saying like, what made you flip? Because you're saying Pacers got coaching better.
I'll tell you exactly why. Because that Game 4 went exactly as I expected it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Until we got to the last 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Yeah. And then it wasn't just that the Thunder and SGA got it done. It was that the Pacers came apart in the final minutes. And they had not done that in this series. However you want to look at it, they had not done that in this series, and they had not done that in this playoffs. And it wasn't because it was our go-to guy versus your go-to guy. It was Carlisle and that offense was finding the right guy on every possession to get a bucket. And they didn't do that at the offensive end, and they didn't do it at the defensive end. And if you were going to ask me if we were going to get to a place in the game where it's who can execute best in the last 2 minutes, and as much as they have that go-to guy, it wasn't enough for them to win 2 out of the 3 games prior in that series. So I'm just going at how it worked. We said it. Look, we've never seen a team win the way that the Pacers are winning. And yet they had won 2 out of 3. So I'm willing to say I've never seen a Steph Curry or a three-point shooting team win a championship before, but now I did, so I can't ignore that maybe things are changing in the NBA and how you win.
I'll just say one thing before we go to break, right? They haven't won anything yet. Because you're talking like they won something, right? They haven't won anything yet, and number 2 is...
2 out of 3 games.
Well, they haven't won a championship this way. I haven't seen no champions win like this with this group effort. Last thing real quick.
You're right.
If you had to pick, would you rather the police and people in the community like make everything safer for the civilians in the world, or would you rather have Superman come save us? Iron Man, Superman, would you rather one of them guys?
I guess SGA is
Superman.
You know what I'm saying? Jay, look. You call 911 or you put Superman in the air like.
So hold on. So the Pacers is
Halliburton becomes kryptonite, please. Hey, when we return, the Chiefs, they start their mandatory minicamp start today. They are trying to get back to where they lost last year. Should teams still fear Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs? That's next. The journey begins. Don't forget, check us out every day.
Superman in the sky, son, or Batman in the sun, or you want this regular 911?
We know the Chiefs lost the Super Bowl, but they are moving on. Minicamp, it starts today. Helmets coming on. Plays are being run. 11 on 11. Or it starts tomorrow, that is. But either way, minicamp is here. Rashee Rice is even boasting about the wide receiver group, saying, quote, we're going to be explosive this year. We're just excited to put on a show. Hey, we're excited to watch the show. Shady McCoy, you won your first Super Bowl with the Chiefs. But the question for me after the Chiefs didn't just lose to the Eagles, they got run by the Eagles. Should teams still fear the Chiefs?
Wait, did you see my cousin on the sideline with the ice on his neck?
Nah, who that?
That's my cousin. You didn't know that? You couldn't tell?
No, Shady.
Diamonds was dancing. Yeah, you should be worried. I mean, you know what's funny, though, about this whole Chiefs team and how the world perceives the Chiefs nowadays? Patrick Mahomes and all that. Is he the best quarterback? Is he not? All these things is like, why should we fear the Chiefs? All they do is go to the Super Bowl. Last year, they was up for a three-peat. And guess what? That wasn't even best season. They didn't play great last year, and they were still up for a three-peat? They were already to the Super Bowl. And it's like, okay, so now the Chiefs' offense, because we got to say defense play well, right? Yeah. I guess this question is more about, do we fear the Chiefs' offense? Because a lot of questions about now is Patrick Mahomes still the most dominant or best player in the league? Yes. At his worst, AFC Championship game. At his best, Super Bowl champ. They're only going to get better. Last year, he had to deal with not having his number one wide receiver, his number two wide receiver, and your number three had to be your number one? How many quarterbacks is winning like that? Yeah. I'll just say this. For playing with Andy Reid for so long and really knowing him and then playing under or playing with Patrick Mahomes and Travis and all my guys, they feed on these type of things, all these type of questions, because they know they're that good. Certain teams I played on where we knew we were good and we knew that we'll have a chance to get in the playoffs. It's not the Chiefs. When they're good, they're like, yo, we know at the worst, we go to the AFC Championship game. They already looking ahead at who we going to be playing in the championship. Would it be the Eagles again? You get what I'm saying? So, yes, I still fear the Chiefs. I heard my boy Travis Kelce drop 25 pounds. And when you get older, you get lighter. And when you get lighter, you get faster. And I think if Rashee Rice comes back solid, what's the young kid for Texas?
Xavier Worthy.
Xavier, woo! Yeah. Him a year or two? Listen, they're going to be good. They're going to be real good.
One more year. Fear him for one more year. I need to, if I'm an opponent of the Chiefs, I need to confirm that Travis Kelce has lost a step. I think he's lost a step. James and I saw it. I saw it on tape last year. Travis Kelce struggled more than ever beating man coverage. So I think he's lost a step. But give me one more year to truly confirm Travis Kelce is no longer still the great Travis Kelce. And make sure last year wasn't just a down year. Kelce going to be 36. One more year. Chris Jones turns 31 July 3rd. He's the best defensive player for the last half decade, if not decade in its entirety. I need Chris Jones to stop being an all-pro. He was a first-team All-Pro still last year. Let Chris Jones move on from being an All-Pro. Let Travis Kelce confirm that he's lost a step. Then you can no longer fear the Chiefs. This year, I'm still going to fear them. But I was prepping for this conversation, getting up here, and the Patriots were dominant for 20 years. But they didn't win a chip for 10. When I got into the league in 2012, the Patriots weren't the team I feared. The Denver Broncos were the team I feared because they had Peyton Manning at that point in time. And if y'all remember, 55 touchdowns, 5,500 passing yards. They had the best offense since the turn of the century, I would suggest, outside of the Rams team. The Ravens were the team I feared. Ray Lewis was still towards the end of his prime, but Ray Lewis was still doing what he did. The Ravens obviously won that Super Bowl in 2012. I didn't fear the Patriots because they were in the midst of that 10-year gap where they weren't winning Super Bowls. I didn't even remember the Patriots being Super Bowl dominant because by the time I got into the league, they were 6 years removed from their last Super Bowl. So if the Chiefs are to be feared, fear them this year. But I don't know that you should continue to fear them for the next 3, 4, 5, 6. One more year of fear for the Chiefs, then I'm putting that fear aside.
One more year?
One more year. One more year.
Patty only playing one more season?
No, but Kelce got to go. when Kelce goes, then I think I'll be able to, woo-saw a little bit. Let me woo-saw a little bit.
He's still, he's still, you know what I mean?
Listen, you shouldn't fear nobody. You shouldn't be excited that the Chiefs is on your schedule. For me, I need to see them lose when they're healthy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because Patty, the last couple years, his teams ain't been healthy when you strictly talk offensively, and he's still been getting to these games. Yeah. So now you saying this year we got a healthy Pacheco. We got a healthy Rashee Rice. We got a healthy Hollywood Brown. to go with Xavier Worthy and to go with a 25 pounds lighter Travis Kelce. That's a bunch of speed coming at you, and that's two dudes in Rashid Rice and Travis Kelce that's phenomenal at working the middle of the field and running routes. So healthy, I got to see some people stop the Kansas City Chiefs because they didn't stop them injured.
Yeah.
Only team that stopped them injured was the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. So I need to see teams in this AFC, especially in the playoffs, stop them when they are healthy. Until then, you do not want to see Patty Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs on your schedule because they are that good and that dominant, especially healthy.
And when you talk about fairing the team, you got to fair a team that every year they don't give you no excuses. Andy Reid, that's his main thing. We don't do no talking, no excuses.
Yeah.
Either you win or you lose. And I look at like a lot of the great quarterbacks. If it's Lamar Jackson, we always say he might need more on this offense. Now he got Derrick Henry, so, that's phenomenal. Yeah. But before that, he needed more help. Josh Allen, right? We kept saying, does he have enough to get over that hump? Joe Burrow, does he have enough on deep? Pat don't do that.
Yeah, you're right.
They don't do that, and he need help. Their offense didn't have no real superstars, and everybody got hurt. Travis Kelce, he is getting older. He's 36. Yeah, I'm 36 right now, and I'm on TV now. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So it's hard to stay that dominant. But another thing is, when you talk about fairing, a lot of teams should, especially in the AFC, especially in the AFC East or AFC West, because Patrick Mahomes is 35-5 as starter. So that means 9 times out of 10, man, we got a conference game, a divisional game, I'm going to win.
Hold on.
Right?
He 35-5 as a starter.
I ain't stutter, James, and I stutter sometimes. You know what I mean? But not this time. Then I look at, on the AFC side of things, like in the playoffs, Patrick Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson, flawless. Okay, Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen, flawless. Yeah. So at your best, y'all don't beat me. And you think that now I got my healthy team with me now, y'all not going to fear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to get scary.
That's the only reason why I'm telling you one year, because Patty's there. Patty has overcome all that.
Unless, though, and we've seen this before, right? The Cowboys, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. By 97, it was over and done with. The Patriots, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004. Thankfully, they stopped winning Super Bowls. Though in 2007, obviously, they still had a perfect season up until that point. It's not to suggest that the Chiefs aren't still going to be great.
No doubt.
But eventually, every streak of dominance takes a breath. It takes a breath. It has to breathe. I'm just wondering, and I would anticipate that when Travis Kelce and Chris Jones finally stop being elite, the streak of dominance will take a breath.
Nope.
Not that it will be gone forever, but it has to breathe. Tom Brady's the greatest of all time. Belichick, at least one of the greatest defensive minds. Many would suggest and argue he's the greatest coach of all time. Even that took a 10-year window, of which they still went 19-0 and lost in a championship. So what I'm saying, James, is I think the breath will come when the best defensive player in Chris Jones is no longer dominant, which not hopefully, but if you were against the Chiefs, hopefully that comes sooner than later. And Travis Kelce, when his consistent blanket to Patrick Mahomes, when he leaves, which I do believe in a year, that's when that should start to happen.
Yeah, but my only thing is like, this team has been hurt. For the last 2-3 years, this team has been hurt. And Patty and them has been in a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, kudos to Chris Jones for playing at a high level, but we have watched Travis Kelce. He has slowed down. So it's not like he just was helping Patty just change this whole thing around. He has slowed down. And Patty still was making the play when the play needed to be made to get his team there. And now you're talking about healthy? And if they're healthy again, especially to think that the two baddest quarterbacks in the AFC ain't beat me in the playoffs.
Healthy or not, right.
And the other baddest one in the AFC ain't even sniffed the playoffs in 2 years, so he ain't even been in the dance to do nothing. You don't want to play these Chiefs.
Before we leave, I had a chance to talk to him. I won't say his name, but a really good, respected owner, right? And I was like, man, how long do you think this Chiefs dynasty will remain? Because the same question you have. And he said, it's hard to tell. He said, because everything in place they have, right? You talk about the Belichick, you talk about the Braves, they had that. Who else you said? You said the back in the day they had the coaching with the Cowboys, and they had, I guess the ownership was good. He said the thing with the Chiefs is they have everything. They have one of the best coaches in football of all time, and I think Andy Reid's the best coach in football of all time, right? You have potentially, the top 3 quarterback of all time, right? But then you have a GM.
Yeah.
Brett Veach don't get enough credit. It's one thing to draft great players and hope they become great. It's another thing to draft great players and also draft really, really good players. Yeah. A 4th, 5th rounder that now is a Pro Bowl type player. They have that. So when you ask, can you replace a guy like Chris Jones? Probably can't replace him, but you can draft guys that's pretty darn good that go with him. So when he leaves, they replace him. Wide receivers. You might not have Tyreek Hill no more that you drafted, but you do have other guys that can replace him. And Brett Veach does a good job of bringing them old guys in, getting the old guys out and new guys in. That's why they're going to be one of the best times of all time. Quarterback, best of all time, one of the best of all time. Head coach, the best of all time. And one of the GMs is one of the best in football. They're going to be good for a long, long time.
No doubt about that. It's hard to argue with that. Hey, when we return, it's time to go into the panic room. Should we?
I don't panic, though. I don't never panic.
We might have to in this room. Hey, the Bears, the Lions, the Vikings, the Packers.
Yeah, don't start over the Packers.
Hey, let's get to the panic room.
You panicking?
Hey, let's head into the panic room for a moment, right? Because we got to decide how panicked should we be about certain teams. We're going to look starting at the NFC North. Obviously, you all know with the knowledge. The red means we're extremely panicked. The yellow means slightly concerned. And the see, you're already breaking stuff. That's why you can't bring anything.
I just want to see how fast I can.
All right. This is not Family Feud, Shady, but go ahead. Hey, let's start with the Lions. They won the division last year, but as you all know, they lost their offensive coordinator. They lost their defensive coordinator. Aiden Hutchinson, he's returning from an injury that knocked him out of the back half of the season. Shady, how panicked? Why do you keep touching the objects on the desk?
No, I got to make sure because I want to be fair.
It's not a race. Shady, what's your level of panic for the Lions?
Zero panic.
Zero. Yeah, they're a good team. Good team. Coached very well. Good quarterback. Right, got a lot of talent over there. Yeah. They only went far last year, but I think they go farther than this year.
Yeah. James Jones, where you at?
All pro. After all pro.
Yep.
After all pro. After all pro on their team. I'm going to hit that as well. No panic. And they the champs. So before we even play a game yet, no panic. Hutchinson coming back. Good team.
That's real.
You're worried about the coordinators and all that. I can tell by the way you took a deep breath.
That is a lie.
Yellow.
I got to go yellow. If you lose your defensive coordinator, if you lose your offensive coordinator, that means a lot. Especially if you lose a mind like Ben Johnson and a mind like Aaron Glenn. Also, how do you get better than the number 1 seed? It's just going to be hard to do. So for that reason, I'm yellow. Hey, let's move on to the Minnesota Vikings. Last year, Sam Darnold had a resurgence, to say the least. 35 passing touchdowns. Now they're handing over the keys, Shady McCoy, to rookie J.J. McCarthy. I say rookie because he played no games last year. Panic level, Shady, for the Vikings.
I was giving you that one.
Quick, just because we got a rookie quarterback, right? I'm not overly panicking, but I am just a little worried what it looks like. The good thing for me is, I guess I get good hope is because I watched what you did with Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Sam ain't nothing to play around with. He wasn't that good before he got there, and he left as a decent quarterback. So if you could do that with Sam Darnold, right? Yeah. You know, you could do that with J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah. You have to be a...
Oh, there.
I'm hella panicked about the Vikings. For me, I can't trust a team that is this good to a quarterback that hasn't played that much, not to mention a quarterback that hasn't played that much. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he was the 4th or 5th quarterback taken in his own draft class, behind Caleb Williams, behind Michael Penix, behind Jaden Daniels, behind Drake May. I think he was the 5th quarterback taken in his own class. So out of college, you were the 5th best at your position, and now we want you to be the 5th best in the entirety of the NFL because, in all honesty, that's probably what it's going to take to get the Vikings where they want to go. You can't be the 20th best quarterback in the league. This is a team with Super Bowl aspirations. For that reason, one more time, I'm panicked.
Yeah, we've all been in a situation, I'm assuming, in our careers to where we was worried about the quarterback. And we did not know how the quarterback was going to play. Whether it was the backup coming in, whether the starter got, whatever it was, and the quarterback coming in, and we don't know what we're going to get from him. With that,
with
that being said, they should be panicked. That's Kevin O'Connell sitting in his office right now. You don't know what the young boy gonna look like. You don't. Now you have an idea. Hey, I got Sam Darnold to do this. He can do this. But you don't know what he's gonna look like, and you don't even know if he's gonna stay healthy. He just got hurt.
Let's move on to the cross rival of the Green Bay Packers. James Jones,
go Pack, go.
Green Bay Packers. Yeah. Shady McCoy, they added a speedster wide receiver in Matthew Golden, fastest player at the NFL Combine, to an already loaded wide receiver.
Where he go to school at?
Texas. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. is Shady McCoy.
That's right. Come on, man. Okay, man.
Listen, man. I can't figure out the Packers. These guys are always hyped up. Oh, man, a lot of talent, a lot of potential. They might do this. They don't never do it. I watched them all last season and get all this hype about the quarterback, about the running back, about the wide receivers. Everything you want in the offense, they have.
They do.
And then they play good teams. What do they do, James Jones?
I don't know this year.
Lose. So, listen, I am not super confident in the Packers. I got a lot of respect for them because they have a lot of talent. One of the best running backs in football over there with Josh Jacobs, right? But Jordan Love, talented quarterback, a lot of speed receivers, and what has that gotten you? Nothing. So I think you have talent. That's the first part. I think they're coached very, very well with McFleur. But, dog, I need to see some proof. See what I'm saying? No, stop. How can you go to Green when all they do is lose to good teams? Tell me that.
They return the most consistency for me. Matt LaFleur is a mind on offense, unlike the Lions. Ben Johnson's that mind on offense. So at least they have consistency offensively. When I think about the Packers and continuity between last season and this season, I think they have the most. Furthermore, the bar isn't as high for the Packers, to me, as it is for the Lions. The Lions have been knocking on the championship game door the last 2 years. For the Lions, if you don't go to the Super Bowl, it wasn't that great a season. Jordan Love went to playoff games. That's more than you've ever done. For the Vikings, if y'all don't go to a championship game, it's not that good of a season. But but Jordan Love went 2 playoff games. And you good. Win a playoff game is better than you did last year. So for me, if the Packers win 12, great season. If the Lions win 12,
real quick.
That's a lower bar to me.
Okay, so this is more just 1 year thing. 2 years ago, they beat the Cowboys at home.
They did.
I say, yo, this young team beat them. I said, you know what? They played well against the Niners, right? Other than some fluke stuff from Brock Purdy and Brady Ayuk. I said, man, they might figure out a way to be good the next couple of years. And then the next year came.
That was good. Playoff.
They took a small step back. They took a small step back last year.
Every winning team they played against.
Yeah. Not every winning team.
How about
Most of them.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. Thank you for being honest.
I'm
Why?
Because number one, the quarterback got to stay healthy.
Okay.
And that has been an up and down battle since he's took over the starting job. Number two, I don't have a lot of confidence coming off of last season, even though what we had, because we did not beat a lot of winning teams.
Yeah.
And we didn't play our best football against those winning teams. So for me, Jordan Love got to stay healthy. Jordan Love got to be at his best when we play them good teams, because we are going to play a lot of good teams, especially in our own division.
Yeah. You know,
and we got to find a way to win. We usually dominate the Lions and dominate those good teams, the Vikings and all that. And they had our number last year. So I need to see how they're going to look versus some good teams.
Lastly, the Chicago Bears. They only won 5 games last season. But remember, offensive lines got a lot better. Head coach Ben Johnson got a lot better. Caleb Williams, where do we stand on the Bears? Can we get this one out of here?
Yeah.
Can we collectively agree that this
No, he's not going to touch that.
I hate people to break the rules. Come on, dog.
Okay, we're just going to rotate him. We're just going to rotate him. Yeah, we ready. There we go.
This is a tricky one because I don't know. You know what I mean? Yo, real quick, you ever been like a coach asks you a question and everybody's quiet? You be like, I don't know, coach. I don't know why I'm blocking this play. I don't know with this team.
Yeah.
You get a new coach. I think Ben Johnson's really, really good. Quarterback, I think he's good.
Yeah.
I know he's talented, but I think he's good. I don't know what to expect. I don't know, because they do everything you need as far as getting running backs, getting linemen, getting our receivers, getting the coach.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's right.
Yeah.
Everything Shady just said.
You don't know either?
I have no idea.
We don't know.
We hope, but we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know, because we were saying the same thing last year.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams came into the best situation we've ever seen a rookie quarterback come in. DJ Moore, Roma Doomsday, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, good tight end and commit. What'd it do?
Yeah.
Nothing. Solid defense. They got all that again this year with a new head coach. I just don't know how it's going to look.
Don't know how it's going to look. Either way, it's going to be probably the most exciting division in all of football. Hey, speaking of exciting, Shady has to be excited by the most weird toys. Stop. Get that away from me. Hey, Kevin Durant is on the move, but what team is best for him? He says he wants to go to the Spurs or the Rockets.
Or the Warriors.
I did not say the Warriors. Hey, what makes the most sense for KD? That's next.
Meta AI is the personal AI that's tailored to you, now with its very own app. It's built to get to know you, offering helpful answers and inspiration. Looking for something to add to your bucket list? Meta AI goes beyond traveling the world. It remembers you're a basketball fanatic and suggests you attend one of the playoff games. Just start typing or speaking to get the answers you need, wherever and whenever, because Meta AI is your personal AI. Download the Meta AI app, now available on the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Welcome back to the facility, beautiful people. Hey, interesting news. Kevin Durant has reportedly suggested there are 3 specific teams that he is willing to go to. He's on the move, and one would be Houston with the Rockets. The other staying in Texas, San Antonio with the Spurs. And lastly, he wants to go to South Beach and go to the Miami Heat. Those are the 3 teams that Kevin Durant is suggesting he would be willing to play for. Rick, Kevin Durant has had one of the more polarizing careers, an individual who is a top 15, top 11, top 12, maybe even top 10 player of all time. He's been an MVP. He's been a final MVP twice. Has an absolutely illustrious career, but his career has been plagued by movement, by championship chasing, by running from the grind, some people would suggest. And now he's suggesting those are the 3 teams that he wants to go to. I'm just saying what's
running from the grind.
I'm just saying what people have said. Rick.
Yeah, Barry and Mosley.
Oh, my.
What team would be best for KD's future, Slick?
There's only one on this list, although I am intrigued by the fact that all of his teams are in states with no state tax.
Gotta protect the money now.
Yeah, exactly. What's the determining factor here? No, it has to be the Miami Heat because the culture and the leadership are already set. It's the one Eastern Conference team. And let's face it, guys go to the Miami Heat to rehab their reputations and their images. Jimmy Butler was not considered a winner on the level that we consider him now prior to going to Miami and doing all that he did. And I need a place where he's going to be a difference maker. And yeah, I guess I could make that case with the Houston Rockets. I can't make it with the San Antonio Spurs. I have to remind myself who the head coach is there. You have all of the pieces in Miami that most closely resembles what he walked into with Golden State. Yes, Golden State was a winner, but the culture was already set, right? You had a great coach. You had a reputation for winning championships. And I know San Antonio had that. We've taken a beat since that has happened.
Yeah.
So I need him in a place where he can be the difference maker. And when I look at the Miami Heat, he's exactly what they need. They need that scorer. Defensively, they were 9th. Offensively, they were 21st. When they were able to still grind their way to the playoffs, and then they got swept by the Cleveland Cavaliers, losing 3 out of the 4 by not being able to get past 100 points. So when I look at all of the elements that if I'm only choosing from these 3 teams, that's the place.
I need you to keep looking at Slick. Yeah. I need you to keep looking with dog.
Among these 3?
Yeah.
And put some glasses on when you're doing
You
it.
need these, let me know. You got to keep looking. To me, it's clearly the Houston Rockets. Clearly the Houston Rockets. And the reason it's the Houston Rockets is because, for me, very simply, KD needs to go to a situation and a coach he can't punk. You need to go to a situation and a coach he respects. Not that he can, but remember at the end of the tenure of Jimmy Butler and Eric Spoelstra, it got a little contentious. Pat Riley and Jimmy Butler, it got way too contentious. You need to go to a situation and a coach in which you can't punk. And I'm also thinking, what team has enough pieces that won't be completely depleted and hemorrhaged if you acquire Kevin Durant? The dilemma often when Kevin Durant shows up, you got to hemorrhage the future of the organization because you got to get rid of so many pieces. Remember, we talked about it with the Phoenix Suns. You had to get rid of Cam Johnson. You had to get rid of Mikal Bridges. So now, all of a sudden, the team that Kevin Durant was showing up to was not the same 60-win team from the 2 previous years. It was a completely different team. So long as I can keep Alperen Sengun and you get Kevin Durant, at least I feel competent in the future of that team going forward. You know what I mean? Let me keep the twin Thompson. Sure, at least I can feel competent of that team going forward. Y'all can take Green. Y'all can take some future first-round picks. But I need to go to a team with the coach that I can't punk because, truth be told, Jimmy Butler and Eric Spoelstra, things was getting real dicey. And Pat Riley and Jimmy Butler, things was getting real dicey. But at least Ime Udoka is the type of coach where I wish you would. That his whole energy is, I wish you would. Whoever you are, I wish you would. That to me is a much better fit for KD at this junction in time, because who would the Suns even want from the Heat? If you taking Hero, then you ain't doing nothing. And if you taking Bam, you for sure ain't doing nothing.
You're not trading Bam. I think you're setting the paying price a little too high, because here's the thing that we know about superstars. When they say, this is where I want to go, then the team that's trading him makes the best deal possible. So if I have to give up a Tyler Hero and whatever, and the other part is yes, Miami would have to give up a couple pieces from what they have, and they don't have a lot to spare. But what Miami has demonstrated to me is that they're able to take guys that you haven't heard of and build teams that can get there. I mean, that's what they did with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
They had Jimmy Butler, and then they had a bunch of guys that you'd never heard of, and they end up in the finals. So you're telling me I got Bam Adebayo, and I got KD as my starter kit, and I got to fill in around from that? If I got to give up a Jamie Yaquez, then so be it. I just trust Spo's ability to make more out of less. And again, for where KD is, this is why I hesitate with the Rockets. Because you're saying, well, you went to the team with the second best record in the Western Conference. Are you really elevating us to the point where we go, KD, you're the difference maker? Or are you just the finishing piece?
I see what
the
you're
case
saying.
is being made with Golden State. He
saying.
was just the finishing piece.
Yeah.
I hold KD in higher regard than that.
Right, I
I want you to be the reason we're getting.
Well, I'll say this. James, they both looking in the wrong place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
They both
If y'all play
tried. I wish I
hide and
could've
seek
went
in the
before
hood,
you.
yo, if y'all play hide and seek in the hood with me, y'all would lose, definitely lose. You never find me. Anyway,
First off, I would not go to the hood to play hide and go seek, because I don't know who I'm gonna find
Why not?
or what I'm gonna run up on.
not?
So you want me to start knocking on random houses in the hood?
No, that's-
You want me to start searching under random cars in the hood?
first off-
That sounds like a terrible
hold
idea.
up.
You're not knocking on doors.
Yeah,
and hide
like
and
this-
seek.
And hide and seek.
Yo,
Man, we all outside,
We all outside.
dog.
Hey, but
it's
still.
okay. He live in the hood.
Wait.
I ain't going to the hood. We outside.
Okay, But still, I'm walking into somebody's backyard? I ain't in the hood?
Y'all seem
I
so
wouldn't do
nervous.
that.
All right,
The hood's
man.
safe, dog.
Yes, it's safe, man.
You safe, bro. You
All
can't.
the-
I ain't
all
run
the
up
kids
on
playing
nobody.
hide and
I
go
should have
seek,
said that.
dog.
Let me distract everybody. I'm sorry. Anyway, y'all was wrong. First of all, Kevin Durant's not in his mid-career, his early career. He's at the end of his career.
True.
Right? And everybody I know that talks about the Miami Heat culture, nobody wants to play there when they're older. You know why? Because Pat Riley's a mother. Pat Riley the type, yo, I'm on your diet, I'm on his curfew, I'm on everything. I watched LeBron James, I watched D-Wade, I watched Antonio Walker, Antoine Walker.
Antoine,
I watched Shaq. Who else on that list? Jimmy Buckets. They all don't have a lot of good things to say. They all respect Pat Riley. But, bruh, we ain't trying. We're not rookies. We don't want to go through that. Right? You taking LeBron's cookies, that's one thing. And then with the Rockets.
They did all the finals.
The Rockets was a good one, right? Because I don't care, like, even with the Warriors, right? Even though, Kevin Durant lost to him, he became a champion. So you can say what you want to say. I'm a champion now. The conversation is different. And I like the Rockets. I did like that one. They younger. I just think he needs to play with some elite talent. I think they have a really, really good team. When I watch them, I don't see elite talent anywhere. I see young guys that can become elite.
Played with elite talent. In Phoenix, how did that go?
Well, them guys, I don't know if Bradley Beal was elite. I see how he looked.
Devin Booker?
He didn't have an elite year. He's an elite scorer. He scored. But I'm going to go to my answer, right?
Yeah.
The Spurs.
Get to it.
Yo, De'Aaron Fox as my point guard, and then you got Wemby, and then Stephon Also's over there, right? Was he rookie of the year?
Yeah, so.
Come on now, don't make it up, Shady McCoy. So, as I look at this team, you can grow. You talk about making your paper. It's probably his last big payday.
Yeah.
So, taxes in Texas, you live there, you know what's going on with that. And then the win games. Wemby, I don't know, I don't want to say this because it might sound crazy, but the next 3-4 years, Wemby might be the best player in the league. He's so versatile. I could shoot threes, I could block shots, I could protect the paint, I could score. You put him with Kevin Durant on a pick and roll, oh my God. Yeah. And then De'Aaron Fox pick and roll with it's like Steph Curry and KD.
Who's setting all that up? Who's putting him in the pick and roll?
Yo.
Who's picking De'Aaron Fox and KD and?
You talking about the coach? You talking about the coach?
Who's organizing that?
Pop's still there too. Pop's gonna help out. He's still in that building. He's still up top.
right.
He's still looking through the glass.
But you know what though? I will say this though.
He's not gonna be on.
Right?
Come on.
That's a good point. But when I look at the Thunder, that was one of the questions. You think this team can be that good and win championships? Who's the coach? Who's the coach going to be? And when I watch them, right, everybody keeps saying how the head coach for the Thunder has been outcoached by the head coach from the Pacers. Mm-hmm. And right now it's 2-2, and they about to go home. They go up 3-2.
How many years?
So what I'm saying, all I'm saying is this. One thing I learned in basketball compared to football, I think coaching is way more effective in football than in basketball. Because you got 3-4 superstar players that's really, really good. 9 times out of 10, man, it's probably going to work out in the right way.
Yeah, I'm with Shady. I'm with Shady on this one.
Listen.
After watching KD with the Phoenix Suns and the Philadelphia 76ers,
Correct.
like how many examples do I have to give
Wait, slow down.
talent?
Slow down.
Not working out.
No. Real quick, James, I got this answer.
Go ahead.
First of all, who'd you just say? The Sixers?
I said the 76ers, the Brooklyn Nets, and
Phoenix Suns.
Hold on. See, this is the problem, though, right?
Phoenix Suns.
We want to go to the coach. Let's go look at the players first. James
We're
Harden.
going to the Los Angeles Lakers. Should we go to that?
Go there if you want.
Which one? You saying 4 teams? I can't do all 4. So, who'd you say first? I was going to give you 2.
I just got to give you. I'm giving you a lot of examples.
What I'm saying is, you go to the Brooklyn Nets. Kyrie Irving was missing games because stuff he wanted to do. That had nothing to do with coaching. James Harden, he wasn't really playing at all. Only one that was playing was Kevin Durant. So when you want to get the coach, you got to get the players first.
Okay, you picked the easy.
I mean, that was what you said.
James, chime in.
Let me jump on them Nets.
I mean, I'm with Shady on this. I don't, number
See
one.
what I'm saying?
But number one, I think that the Spurs don't have a lot to give up, and you're not giving up the big 3. So you know that those dudes are going to be there. You're going to have Fox. You're going to have Wemby. You're going to have KD. Build around them. I don't know what the Rockets is going to have to give up. They're going to want some of them young players. Can KD cover all that up? Because KD hasn't shown that other than the Warriors that he can cover all that up. With the Heat, you probably going to have to give up a hero, some first-round picks and all. Can he cover all that up? I don't know. And then expectations. If he goes with Wemby and Fox to the West right now, the expectations of a team that didn't go to the playoffs, 2 of their star players got hurt, they're not really, really high. So people can't really come up here and kill KD like we want to kill because the expectations ain't that high. And then not only that, it's fit for me. You got a dude that's going to protect the rim and can score at will in Wemby.
Come on, man.
You got another dude in De'Aaron Fox who could go get a bucket on his own and make people better. And then you add a Kevin Durant and whatever pieces you put around him. I don't know how it's not the Spurs. I really don't know. If I'm Kevin Durant and all 3 of them coaches came and they offered the same deal and they say, we're going to give 2 first-round picks or whatever, I don't know how it's not the Spurs. Because I think the Spurs is his best chance to go out here and compete for a championship. I really do.
Who with the Spurs right now has come anywhere close to winning a championship?
Well, the man's still up there. I told you he's looking through the glass.
Come on,
I do. Pop in that building, he looking through the glass. And KD gonna be there, he won too.
I know Bam Adebayo knows how to get to the finals. I know Eric Spoelstra knows how to get to the finals. Like, I know that culture, that existing culture knows how to get to the finals because they just did it. Mm-hmm. I can't say that about the Houston Rockets in that right now. Fred VanVleet, I have a lot of respect for him, but he's like, and Ime Udoka, a lot of respect for him. The rest of those cats, like, I just don't know that Houston and San Antonio are close enough. I like San Antonio 2-3 years from now. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about next year.
But real quick though, like, who the Heat got? Let's just be honest.
You know what? You don't have to have as much in the Eastern Conference. That's the other part. Look at the Western Conference.
That's a good point.
If Kevin Durant goes to the Heat, I don't even know who they're going to trade for him. They're not going to do much. They're not that good of a team.
Look at where San Antonio fit. Look how far they have to come.
That's a really good point.
You got
to go from about 15 wins to about.
But you saying that. I mean, hold on. You saying that, right? Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant. I know y'all don't like Kevin Durant's like that. He's one of the greatest of all time. Hold up, real quick.
Shady, he is so good. Like, the talent of KD, you're never going to get an argument from me. His impact on the Golden State Warriors, never going to get an argument from me. I give him all of that. I have now watched him since then go to teams where you're thinking he's going to elevate them, and he didn't at all. So I can't buy into that idea anymore.
But the issue is, because he's so great and his name is so big, the first person you talk about is him. You don't even speak about how you have a Olympian winner in
Harden and Kyrie?
No. For the Suns.
Oh, Booker.
Devin Booker is a gold medalist winner. He's one of the best scorers we've seen.
KD.
Right? Whatever it is. But I'm saying how great he is. You don't give him no blame for that. It's all Kevin Durant because how great he is.
All along, I do.
We go to Brooklyn because he's talking about the Brooklyn situation. Harden's a great player, and so is Kyrie. But the big name is Kevin Durant because he's so talented. You blame him straightly. But there's games where Kyrie didn't even come play. Harden, I mean, they even said, like, yo, I never seen a player so great becoming out of shape so fast before we even got to camp. You get what I'm saying? So nobody gives Kevin Durant, like, no grace because he's so great. But the players around him messed up. What I'm saying is this. You tell me you bring Wemby in there, we see what Wemby looked like so early in his career. We know what he's going to look like in a couple of years. And then De'Aaron Fox, you tell me them three can't get something done? Then you got the Rookie of the Year on your team, too? Okay.
I got to go to break. I got to go to break. Hey, the Ravens are in minicamp tomorrow. The helmets come on, and it's time to figure out, hey, why will this year be different for the Ravens, a team that is yet to get to a Super Bowl, AFC Championship game just one time? Why will this year be different? We'll tell you.
Let's find out.
Imagine this. The best pasta sauce you have ever tasted sits abandoned on a plate. Wasted sauce. That is a tragedy. If only you had used Barilla al Bronzo pasta. Its bronze-cut texture holds your sauce and scoops up every last drop. The Italians call that scarpetta. Capture sauce the Italian way. Barilla al Bronzo. Click or tap the banner to find out more.
The Ravens, they will be in minicamp starting tomorrow. Lamar Jackson, MVP 2 times, but he's yet to get his team to that Super Bowl game. Shady, Lamar has been waiting to get to the Super Bowl. So answer me this. Why will this year be different for the Ravens?
You know, to be honest, man, they had a couple like small bad losses last year, right? And I think they correct those. And I think now they know what it takes. Because we can say that before, they know what it takes, they've been there before, but no, you haven't. Now you got Derrick Henry, you know how to use him. Lamar Jackson played phenomenal last year. Even saying that, he's played so much great football. Last year was his best football. And I think they get better. And I know another thing is, you know who's circled on your board. As in the playoffs, we got 2 teams we're going to face. Either the Bills or it's going to come down to the Chiefs. That's who beats us. That's who we got to beat. And I think going forward, some small loss they got to teams like the Steelers when they should have beat them 18-16. Had a lot of turnovers. They lost that game. Teams like the Chiefs. You had the Chiefs beat on the road, and then you're a toenail out of bounds. Remember that game? Right? So all these small things. And another one is the Raiders. Lose to the Raiders, lose to the Browns. These teams you should win. And I think this year, you win them games, you get the home field advantage. I think things go a little differently for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
I hope this year will be different. I don't think it will. I don't think it will. There's no reason to suggest that it would. The Ravens, very similar to another team in the NFC, have had a bunch of different types of teams and still can't get over the hump. The Ravens 2 years ago should have got over the hump. Y'all, they had the #1 defense in all of football. They had acquired Roquan Smith. They had paid him handsomely. They had a great defense. Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith, Madubuike, Jadeveon Clowney. I believe he had a resurgence, 9.5 sacks, the most of his career as a former #1 overall pick. And they couldn't get over the hump that year. They lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in the championship game, the sole championship game of Lamar Jackson's career. The only way this year is different is if Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes are not there. Other than that, I can't suggest that this year will be any different. If you think it will be different, you're just hoping. Lamar Jackson's had incredible defenses. He's had incredible offenses. He's had a run-first offense with Greg Roman. He's had a pass-first offense with Todd Monken. He's had a #1 overall defense. He's had a top 5 overall offense. And in none of those years has he been able to get to the ultimate dance because he keeps losing to Josh and keeps losing to Pat. I believe so long as Josh and Pat are there, I don't know that this year or any year can be different for Lamar because as it stands right now, whether it's coaching, whether it's special teams, whether it's defense, or whether it's on Lamar Jackson, something is keeping them from getting the distance.
Yeah, for me, it's just the only way it changes is if that regular season team shows up in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens in the regular season are a totally different team than they are in the playoffs. They 30 points a game in the regular season, 26 points in the playoffs. Yeah. Third fewest giveaways in the regular season, 6th most in the playoffs. They do not play their best football when it's playoff time. They don't. They don't make the plays when the plays needed to be made in the playoffs. Whatever it may be, a 4th down stop, a 2-point conversion, whatever it may be, Lamar Jackson fumbling, whatever it may be, they do not make the plays in the postseason that they make in the regular season. The only way it changes is if that Baltimore Ravens team in the regular season that we see Lamar Jackson winning MVP after MVP shows up in the postseason. And the other players got to show up too. These are plays in the regular season that Mark Andrews makes, that the Baltimore Ravens make. They just haven't been making them in the playoffs.
The other thing, if we're being honest about it all, Lamar has to be special in the playoffs. He's special in the regular season, but when you think about Josh Allen, 25 touchdowns, this will blow your mind, it blew mine, 4 interceptions in the playoffs. 25 touchdowns and 4 interceptions in the playoffs for Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes, he goes without needing introduction or statistics. Lamar got to be special.
Yeah.
He's yet to be special in the playoffs. He's been good in the playoffs, but Lamar has to be the difference maker. Hey, if the defense lets you down to some degree, Lamar, be the great eraser. If the offense lets you down, Lamar, be the great eraser. You can't be special in the second half. That's what he was versus the Buffalo Bills. He was special in just the second half. For me, if you are going to be one of the greatest players of the generation, and I don't know if he can be all decade because I'm sure that'll go to Patrick Mahomes, but if you're going to be one of the greatest players of the generation, he has to be that in the playoffs as well.
I don't know if I agree with that. Because saying he's got to be special for him to win, no, now you get your guy that's equal like him, or Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can lean on him. Even the last game, when they lost to the Bills, right? You said he was special in the second half. Mm-hmm. I think he just played really, really good in the second half, right? Other than the turnover in the first. But then, like that drop pass from probably his best offensive weapon, other than Derrick Henry, that Lamar's fault?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Play.
I look at sometimes with Patrick Mahomes, where they win games, he wasn't always special, just played well enough. You get what I'm saying?
And for me, it's not super special. It's just making the plays when you need to make the plays.
Right.
Like, you're going to be playing Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, and Joe Burrow might be in there too. You cannot make the stupid mistakes with them. And you need to make them pay when they make the stupid mistakes with you. Right. Like with Joe Burrow in the regular season. When Joe made a stupid play, an interception, whatever, Lamar said, thank you for giving me the ball back.
I got it.
Here it goes. But when you fumble twice or throw a pick against a Josh Allen, it's going to be tough for you to overcome that type of stuff. He just has to make the plays that are there. I'm not necessarily saying he got to go out there and just look like the MVP every single game. I'm not saying that to win. You want him to, but I don't want him to go out there and you ain't turn the ball over in 7 games, and then you got 2 in the first half of the playoffs.
I agree with y'all and I disagree. Where I agree with y'all is sometimes just making the plays that need to be made is special, and avoiding the big errors are special. Where I disagree with y'all is here's what can't happen. Patrick Mahomes, 46 touchdowns, 10 interceptions in the playoffs, 17-4 record, 7 rushing touchdowns. Josh Allen, 25 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 7-6 record, 7 rushing touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 3-5 record, 3 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
That can't be allowable.
No, you're right. You're right.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
Listen to that, he's too special for that.
He's too special for that.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, 46 touchdowns, 7 rushing touchdowns. Josh Allen, 25 touchdowns, 7 rushing touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, 10 touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns. You got to be better than that.
Yeah.
That's all I'm suggesting.
That's not even arguable.
Just give me more than that, and then we can go from there. Hey, final thought?
Nah, I'll let you go.
Hey, when we return, Game 5 is tonight. It's the championship matchup. The pendulum will swing on this game. Who will take the 3-2 series lead? Hey, how are we feeling? It's time for the emoji segment. The most fun. Let's get to it. It's time for my favorite segment on the show. It's the emoji segment. We will tell you, given emojis, the ones that are in your phone, hey, how we're feeling about the star players heading into Game 5 tonight.
Wait. Is the spread 10 points already?
10 points. Spread is literally.
You two knock it off, man. Come on, yo. 10 points?
That's actually wildly disrespectful. That's wildly disrespectful.
I'm taking it.
I don't see them covering it. It's wildly. Stevie, you agree? Wildly disrespectful. Yeah. Wildly disrespectful. Hey.
You went to the Pacers fan.
Hey, let's start with SGA. 35 points in Game 4. Shady McCoy, how you feel about SGA heading to Game 5 tonight?
I think he's angry. He's pissed off. We tied up. We have to go home against the Pacers, against the freaking Gonzaga Bulldogs,
the Florida Gators,
a team effort team. No, I'm pissed off. I'm going to get a dub tonight at home by 12 points.
I like it. Now you do realize Chet went to Gonzaga, right? Like the Thunder.
That's why I said it.
That's why you said it.
Marion Turks.
Hey, for me, SGA. That's a cold brother right there.
I'm
That's
about to
a cold
somewhere else with it.
brother.
because it is
15
cold
of
in
his
here.
team's last 16
Yeah.
points.
Oh,
That's
my
a
God.
cold-blooded brother. To me, I'm feeling that way about him. SGA at any point in time can turn it on. When he hit that dagger three to make it a one-point game in the fourth quarter, that's a cold-blooded brother.
It's cold in Canada.
Yeah, and it's cold in here.
I'm going with the shades because what championship coaches and players have told me time and time again is if you want to win a championship, you got to stay off the roller coaster. And what I've seen from SGA, as opposed to what Shady's saying, is he hasn't gotten mad. He hasn't gotten sad. He hasn't gotten overexcited about we got one or we got one back. It's been business as usual.
Yeah.
Job's not done.
Yeah.
And so he's just been, to your point, he's been cool, calm, and collected.
Collected.
And that wins at this level.
Yes, it does. Where you at, Jay?
38, 34, 24, 35.
28.
That is this man's finals games. A star is born, y'all. Whether we like it or not, a star is born, man. He can't be stopped. Like I said, are y'all looking what I'm saying? When have you seen him with a towel on the bench? He just walks to the bench and sit down. They don't throw him a Gatorade, water, nothing. He just sits down. Come on, man. The star is born.
Hey, from
man.
one star to a supposed another. Tyrese Halliburton, 18 points in Game 4, 2-5. How you feel about Tyrese?
Zip it up, zip it up, zip it up. Hey, a lot to talk about. Don't say a word, dog. You need to get a win and a better performance in the fourth quarter. Because Acho want to talk about that one shot he had in Game 1. We don't want to talk about that. Show up or shut up.
I'm very simple, bruh. I'm rolling my eyes. I'm annoyed. Like,
That might be a good
Tyrese,
one for
I'm
you.
sitting here trying to hype you up every
me
single
up.
game. And every single game. You making me work too hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that you had a terrible game. You had 18-7, but I'm rolling my eyes at the performance last game. And that's how I feel about Tyrese heading into the game. I'm tired of fighting so much, big dog. Do something. Let it be easier for me on the
He
show.
said he tired, boss.
I'm tired, boss. I need some milk.
I'm rolling my eyes too.
dog.
Numbers at the end of the day look good,
Do that.
but you've said to us over and over again, you know what, when I make a difference is when I get to the paint, when I get 2 feet to the paint. And then I see you going east-west rather than north-south.
Talk about a schlit.
You didn't have a single assist in the fourth quarter.
Come on, AZ.
Come on
You
now.
didn't have- You settled for threes. You took three threes and you missed all of them. You got one of them blocked. That's not the Tyrese Halliburton
That I
you
know.
that the Pacers need.
And you know what, James? Hey, when I was a kid, I got spanked when I rolled my eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who you roll your eyes at, boy? So,
Yeah, he might. Who you looking at?
hey, Jay, look.
So we got 38, 34, 24, 35. We got 14, 17, 22, and 18.
And a game winner. Count that.
Game winner count. Game winner do
I
count.
mean, I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking who gonna show up this game. What's this finals game going
And his dad's out here, too, so
I
there's no
just-
I
excuses.
need one more
I
emoji.
just don't know. You know? I don't know what's gonna happen, man.
2-5, Jalen Williams, J-Dub, 27 points in Game 4. Truly, he put the team on his back. He was the leading scorer through 3 quarters,
Come on now.
outscoring Shea 27 points to 20 points until the last 5 minutes of the game.
Buckets.
2-5, how you feel about J-Dub, Game 5?
I love a J-Dub. Now put them glasses on and just chill, yeah. J-Dub been balling. And that's the difference I keep telling you guys about the Pacers and the Thunder. The Pacers, role players, and Batmans is like a group of us good people. Like the college field. J-Dubs is a role player and he's a superstar. It's Batman and Robin. So yes, put them shades on, dog, and they should be Louis Vuittons. Yeah.
This one's interesting. Somebody get me some Advil, some Tylenol, some ibuprofen. I mean, my mind's blown, but really, I just got a headache.
Oh, yeah, your mind.
Trying to keep up with J-Dub makes my head hurt. One game, he looks like the best player on the court. He was the best player on the court for 44 minutes of last game. And then Game 1 and Game 2, atrocious, abysmal, putrid performances. Even his free throws at the end of Game 4, phenomenal. He went 11 for 11. Y'all remember the end of Game 3, to some degree, he cost his team that win because he goes to the stripe and he misses free throws. He was 7 of 11. That was a game where the Thunder could have won if they make their free throws late. My mind is blown because my head hurts watching J-Dub play.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the salute because
I respect that one.
they needed you in this one,
respect that
right? And you haven't always delivered, but the fact is, when they needed it, and look, he hasn't shot great, but to Acho's point, 11 for 11, you got to the free throw line. You getting to the free throw line gave SGA extra rest. You carried some of the weight so that he didn't have to. You did everything that I would expect from a number 2 in this game. Defensively, you were better.
Yeah.
Salute.
Yeah, we J-Dub settling in. He's settling in.
Yeah.
First 2 games, hey, let's see how these finals is gonna look like. Last 2 games, you got 26, you got 27. Settling in this ball game. He was an all-star?
Yes, he was.
Stars in my eyes. Yeah. Number 2 superstar, when they trying to take away your number 1 superstar, coach said, bring the ball up, dog. You can play. Bring the ball up, right? Let's take some of this pressure off our other star. Superstar, man, J-Dub. Stars in the eyes.
Let's talk about the coach, Mark Dagnall, one of the hidden gems of Game 4. How you feel about him heading in Game 5?
Breathing hard, nose breathing. Finally got it done. Took a lot of blame for a lot of different calls he didn't make. He did the right thing last game, and he got the ball to SGA. Now, if you want to say gave some time off and gave him a little break, cool. I'm cool with that. But he got the win.
I felt no better about an emoji than this one. Salute to you. I'll make it very simple. I'll do it very quickly. Shady threw me the oops, so let me dunk it. Game 3, Mark Dagnall, he played Shai Gilgeous-Alexander 32 minutes in the first 3 quarters, and he had 21 points in the first 3 quarters. 10 minutes in the fourth quarter, only 3 points. Look at the adjustment he made in Game 4. Game 4, look at the top left column. Instead of seeing the number 32, you see the number 29. On the right, instead of seeing the number 21, you see 20, but in the bottom 2 columns, that's where it gets interesting. Bottom left, instead of seeing 10 minutes, you see 11 minutes. But the most gross statistic you need to watch, gross in a good way, instead of seeing 3 points in the fourth quarter, you see 15 points in the fourth quarter. Mark Dagnall, I salute you because that right there was the difference in the game, sir.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to salute him as well. You made a lot of adjustments, some subtle ones. We went back to the big lineup, right? And not only went to the big lineup, which gave Chet Holmgren an easier time, but also using those bigs and putting them in the backcourt to take off that full court pressure. Now, Nesmith and Nembhard were having to fight through the screens being set so SGA could bring the ball up easier. And then he went deeper into his bench. We saw Kenrich Williams get the most minutes that he's gotten so far. He pulled all the right strings. And you know what? Maybe most important, I salute, because I didn't see as many as if he didn't know what the hell was going on in the game.
He didn't have to because he was looking at Shai. You know what I mean? Not surprised. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I salute you, my brother.
Yeah.
Well done, right? All we've been talking about is the difference in this series is coaching. You coach your tail off, man, to get your team back in this series, and you put the ball in your all-star players' hands.
Lastly, Rick Carlisle, 2-5, take it home. How you feel?
I'm thinking. Everybody can say how great this guy was. I thought he was great myself. Yeah. But last game, I don't know. Benedict had 30-something points.
27
points. And then this game, you played him 13 minutes?
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Y'all tell me.
What you thinking?
I'm going to keep it simple. I'm real nervous. Yeah. Carlisle, you got to understand, you are the great equalizer in this game. It's not Halliburton, it's not Siakam, it's not Nembhard, it's not Naismith. It is you, Carlisle. If you make any errors like you did at the end of Game 3 with Shady so perfectly executed and eloquently stated, if you make any errors, they lose this game. I'm nervous.
Yep, I'm the same way. I'm not nervous, though. I'm thinking. Are you really the difference maker in this series? Because I thought the game, they had the opportunity to expand it at the end of the third quarter. Obi Toppin had it going on early on. He played the last 7.5 minutes, and he was clearly gassed. Nembhard wasn't effective. Siakam wasn't effective, and there was no changes made. He's always been pulling the strings. And so I look at that, and then I look at so he didn't use his bench as effectively, and then he finished the game with a timeout in his pocket and did not, to my knowledge, use a single challenge. And there was plenty of opportunities, particularly in the first half, to do exactly that. Challenges that he would have won. And you can always use one and save a second one.
Yeah.
He looked overconfident in what he had been able to do to this point. When you don't respect the opponent, you pay a price.
Jay, where you at?
Yeah, I'm nervous, and I'm extremely nervous because I can see OKC getting back here. I feel like he just wasted his opportunity to win a championship or put his team in position to win a championship. Now you're going back to OKC 2-2. I don't know if the Pacers get back here because they got back here with I wouldn't say lucky shots, key shots, and some injuries on the other team.
Y'all funny,
look
man.
like that in the East now.
When the Pacers make it,
on you like
luck.
that?
No, I didn't say luck.
They love you
luck.
today.
I said good shots.
And they hate on you tomorrow.
Who hate?
Y'all was saying how great.
I'm nervous.
Y'all love how great he was. Now
You ain't never nervous for a dog you love?
My man. I'm just doing my job at work.
Angry, we were crying, we were sad.
Hey.
Like, what?
Sad,
I was
man.
nervous.
Hey, this is a lesson to y'all out there. They praise you, give you clap on your back. You're so great. You're
That's
so
what they
great.
do.
Right?
Hey,
Pause.
Kinda dry.
And then the next day, a guy named Acho, I'm sorry. Maybe somebody named Rick, I'm sorry.
Not
Might
saying
just
they
turn on you in a heartbeat.
Not saying they names.
So love your mom and your daddy. That's it.
Shady just said, come out the bushes, we caught.
God. Hey.
Gotta give your best friends the truth.
The Rams had a busy offseason with the addition of Devontae Adams. They headed to minicamp in Maui. They're doing minicamp in Maui.
I would love to do that.
Tomorrow. Hey, are the Rams the biggest threat to the Eagles in the NFC? Just how good can the Rams be?
Hey, you do that, you probably get no holdouts. Everybody showing up.
I didn't know there was
Imagine going to Maui. Now imagine going to Maui for minicamp. Hey, that's what the Ravens are doing. Minicamp starts today. The pads do, that's what the Rams are doing. Minicamp starts today. As the pads come on, at least the helmets do. Remember, they lost in the divisional round to the Eagles, but this all season, Shady, you heard me. But this all season, they added three-time All-Pro Devontae Adams. I'm curious of two things. One, what's the Rams' ceiling in y'all's mind this year? And also, are the Rams the biggest threat to the Eagles? Jay, I'll let you start this off.
On paper right now, I think they are. I think they have one of the better quarterbacks in the NFC. You got a great offensive mind and Sean McVay with a coach. And you add Devontae Adams with Puka Nacua. So I think right now on paper they have the best shot to stop them. But then again, I sit here nervous like we just did the emoji segment because my man did run for yards after yards after yards after yards. He's still running.
Still running.
You know what I mean? Hopefully they don't see him in Hawaii because he's still running. So defensively, they got to get better at stopping Saquon Barkley because they were a good defense. But I will say on paper right now, if I had to pick a team to stop them in the playoffs in the NFC, I would choose the Rams right now going into the season.
I don't like the odds, though. The fifth best, they're a good team. That defense.
Yeah, that is true.
One of my best friends, Aaron Donald, right? Before let me answer the question, I would say I got to pick somebody, right? Because I really want to say the Eagles. Like, we can only stop ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You know, we had to talk about you just looking down. Like, who's down there? Is that a Ram down there? Right, because we the Eagles at the top. Is that a commander? Whatever that is. Is that a commander down there? You're just looking down to see what's down there. Right?
I hate it so much.
Is that a cowboy way down there?
Is that some cheese?
Is that some cheese? So it's hard to know who's the. So I'll just have to say, man, this to be safe. We're in the mountain. I guess the Rams. I guess.
I get it.
But on a serious note, you know, when Aaron Donald was retiring, I was like, man, you know, give it another shot. You know, I'm messing with him. You know, you leave $30 million on the table, so you must really want to retire. But he was saying, like, you know, we got a young team and this and that, and I look how well that young team played. To only think that they'll get better next year. And then you help out the offense and you bring Devontae Adams. Oh, my God. With Puka, right? And then you got Williams in the backfield with Matthew Stafford. And then you talked about Sean McVay being so smart and so good and so efficient. So I would say if I had to pick a team in the NFC, it would be the Rams for me because they are really balanced. Yeah. And you're not going to be in a hard division because the Niners will not be the Niners of old. That's done. And then you got the Cardinals. I don't trust the Cardinals with that quarterback. Just me. And then Sam Darnold's a starter. Oh, my God. So they're going to be super safe in that division. But I think eventually you probably will have to face the Eagles. Now, you know how that went last year. Saquon had
good game.
600 yards in 2 games.
They did do that. They got to stop the run, but they still.
But I'm going to go with them.
I'll say the Rams as well. I wanted to pick against the Rams because that's too lazy an answer, but Shady's right, James is right. The quarterback play, he's legit. Kyron Williams doesn't get nearly enough credit.
He's nice.
He doesn't get nearly enough credit. That's, to me, maybe a top 7 running back in football right now and ascending. Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, obviously they're both elite, plus Sean McVay, not talking enough about him. Then, remember, the Rams' defense, the last 6 games of the season, number 2 defense in all of football, including the playoffs. And you know that young defensive line is hungry. They're overly confident, which I love. They have a rational confidence. I don't know if you saw Jared Verse working out with Aaron Donald. I'm sure Shady probably saw it on social media. They have a rational confidence. Where I worry about the Rams, linebacking core, incredibly suspect. Secondary, incredibly suspect. I don't know if the secondary can hold up. I don't know if the linebacking core can hold up. I don't really love anybody in their back 7. The question for me, James, can they get Jair Alexander? Can they get Jalen Ramsey? Can they get one of those two DBs? I believe if they can get one of those two pieces at DB, then that might be enough. The Eagles are still too good, but then that might be enough for me to safely say it's the Rams. But the Rams back 7, there's just nobody there that you got to avoid, nobody there that scares you, nobody there that's a game changer, nobody there that's a difference maker. The reason Saquon ran for all those yards, the linebackers, I need you in the right gaps. I need you coming downhill. I need you being effective. I need you doing something. If Saquon can run for 200, you'll never win a game. You'll never win a game.
Twice.
You'll never win.
He ran for 200 twice. Let's get that straight.
But it's all about fast starts for them, too, though. I think offensively can help that out. If you can put some points up on the board with Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua and run it well, you put yourself in position. But if you behind the 8-ball and you letting teams be able to run and pass, that's when this defense goes. You got to make some.
For whatever it's worth, I mean, they did play us the best in the playoffs.
There you go.
I mean,
get us out of here.
I mean,
get us out of here.
We spanked
Play
on
the music,
Chiefs.
Colvin.
We spanked on the Commanders.
Music, please.
We spanked on Green Bay.
The music louder, please.
I'm just saying, we spanked everybody.
Hey, coming up, Game 5 tonight. It's time for our prediction. Who will win and why? That's next. Let's get to it.
Hey, we going back to back, man. We the new Chiefs. Stop playing. Knock it off.
Hey, we're ready. Game 5, NBA Finals. Tonight, series all knotted up, 2-2. Thunder are at home, but the Pacers have not lost back-to-back games in the playoffs. Pacers haven't lost back-to-back games since March 10th, if we're being honest. So what the Thunder are trying to do is not impossible, but it is highly improbable in beating the Pacers back-to-back times. Rick, you're the basketball expert, so you get the first stab at this one, sir. Who wins Game 5 tonight and why?
I have to
Be honest.
I have to go with the Oklahoma City Thunder. They've been here before. This reminds me of the Denver series, right? They were down 2-1, facing a Game 4 on the road. They get it done, and then what do they do in Game 5? They take a hold of the series. On the other side, this also feels a little bit like the 2022 playoffs when it comes to the Indiana Pacers being the Boston Celtics, the Eastern Conference
Don't
team.
do that, Slick. Don't do that, Slick.
Up 2-1.
Don't do that, Slick.
Look like they're the favorite team.
Don't
they
do
have
that,
a chance
Slick.
to put a stranglehold on it. They lose, and then suddenly all of the momentum goes to the other side. So, look, Indiana, I love that you pointed out the fact of what Indiana hasn't done before. You know what they also haven't done? They haven't been 2-2 in these playoffs this far.
That's true.
They haven't had to face 2-2 and then go on the road and win a game.
Pacers haven't lost back-to-back since March 10th.
We're going to go back to that.
Here we go.
Boy, here we
The Pacers had never won a Game 3 in this playoffs until they did. Pacers had never lost a Game 2 in the playoffs until they did. Pacers win this game.
You know what? Acho, you got to say that with your chest. Can we try that again? That was not very convincing, my friend. All of the lead-up was getting there, and then I needed that pow, and you went.
If that's how Rick if that's how he talking, it's a wrap.
Here's the thing. People, listen to me.
I'm listening.
All right.
I'm listening. Got my ear.
This is a team that makes better adjustments, I would suggest, than any team in basketball since the new year. Since 2025, no team adjusts better in all of the NBA than the Indiana Pacers. Shout out to Daigneault. I saluted him already. He made a change. Hartenstein, you're going to start. Do you not believe that Rick Carlisle is going to make an adequate and appropriate adjustment to Mark Daigneault's adjustment? Of course he will. Okay, Daigneault made the adjustment. Shay, you're going to rest it early on in the first quarter. I think Rick Carlisle will make the similar adjustments. Benedict is not going to play just 13 minutes in this game. He's going to get his 18. Obi Toppin's not going to play 29 minutes in this game. He's going to play 22. I think that the adequate rest for the Pacers will be the difference in the end of the game, and the Pacers will do in this game what they did in Game 1 and shock the world.
It's over. I said this is Game 1. They're a better team, man. Like, I can't remember the last Cinderella story for the NBA. But I can remember for college. When I became a Steph Curry fan, is when I seen this little scrawny dude, point guard, out of Davidson, cooking everybody up. I watched him cook Duke up. I watched him cook Gonzaga up. I watched him cook up, who was it? Wisconsin, right? I'm like, yo, I'm loving this. I'm loving it. And then eventually, that ended, right? And it was like, you know what, yo, great job, Steph. Great job, Davidson. Great job, Pacers. Great job, Halliburton. Great job, Siakam. But eventually this Cinderella story that we love, it's over. It's over, dog.
Not yet. Clock ain't struck midnight.
So, real quick though, who we banking on? We banking on Topman to go out there and ball out again?
Yeah.
Oh, we banking on Benedict to go out there?
Well, all of them.
We just gonna keep banking on dudes.
I'm banking on McConnell.
Oh, now we banking on McConnell. Okay, cool.
Oh, man.
Who else?
You be listening to your mama, right?
Yeah, I do.
You know.
I do. What mama tell me?
Mama says that there's always somebody out there better than you. And in this situation right here, that's all this is, man. It's over. It's over. It's over. They're going to win this game.
I'll give you
And even if the Pacers find a way to win the next game, it's over and
It's over, man.
But I'm saying championship for the Pacers. They gave it up last game. It's over.
We've heard this before.
We have. We heard it before the series.
But that's why you on our side now.
That's why, yeah, I was about to say that. Don't go back over there now, Slick. Roy crossed the line.
Out your speech done got to him. He like, you know,
Yeah. Come on now.
Hey, we got to take it to break. What a Monday show it has been. Hey, the show ends after this commercial when we bring you back with a Blitz Meeting. Hey, Micah Parsons has some fascinating words about the Cowboys. You expect them to actually make him happy. That and just a little bit more at the facility.
They better pay Mike and start playing.
Let's get to a Blitz meeting. Reports say Killer Trav has lost 25 pounds this offseason, and he's about to change from last year to this year. Killer Trav starts minicamp tomorrow. Are we confident that the Killer Trav All-Pro Travis Kelce will return to All-Pro?
I'm confident, yo. Listen, I know you went to Swifty. I know you dating her, and I love your relationship. I do. But I need that old thing back. When you screw that touchdown, I need that stanky leg. I need all that back, Trav. You don't even celebrate no more. Bring it back. You dropped 25 pounds, so you're moving a lot faster, a lot smoother. Bring that old Trav back.
I hope he can do it. I think he can do it.
So what you about to say?
I'm not confident he can.
That's crazy.
It's a new era. Brock Bowers was a rookie last year, and he was an All-Pro. I think he will ascend. Then I'm thinking of a guy like Sam Laporta and Kittle.
So that's three guys.
Either them.
There's some other tight ends.
No, they
in
get
there,
hurt. They
too.
get hurt.
But I don't know how he's
confident?
now superstar player. I am very, very, very confident that he doesn't get back.
That was a good one. I'm very confident it's not. That's some hating though.
I'm just saying, man. Hey, Hall of Fame player, and I don't even think he's gonna need to. Rashid Wright's gonna take a lot of them targets. I don't even think he's gonna
try to cover it up now.
He is trying to cover it up. He is trying to cover it up.
It's gonna happen.
Hey, Buck star Mike Evans had high praise for his teammates. He said, quote, "This might be the best receiver room he's ever been a part of." Remember, he was a part of a receiver room with Antonio Brown, plus Chris Godwin, plus himself, in theory, plus Rob Gronkowski. But anyway, that's what he said. Shady, what team do you think has the best receiver room in all of football?
By the way, real quick, Mike's one of the best teammates
Yes, he
ever
is.
have. I love Mike.
Yeah.
But I'm going to the defending champs for the Eagles. You got Devontae Smith as your number 2.
Talk about it.
And your number 1 is, in my opinion, is the best wide receiver in football.
Home team.
Come on now, A.J.
homeboy
Brown.
tape. That was a homeboy
Boys
tape.
How? Homeboy tape.
It was homeboy tape.
A.J. Brown's the best wide receiver in football. Everybody, you can
Top
argue
2.
that.
He's top 2.
You can argue.
He's top 2.
It's a bad boy.
He's for sure top 3, actually.
bad
He's for
boy.
sure
That
top
boy
3.
bad.
A.J. Brown to kill it. A.J. Brown to
Boy
kill it.
bad.
To me, I got to go to the Rams. Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua. I think when you think about...
You ain't seen him play it.
Yeah.
You're right.
I love Devontae.
That's true.
But
Puka be hurt a little bit. He
Two bad boys, though.
I ain't seen him play. I ain't seen him play yet.
Two bad boys, though.
You seen him play?
Two killers.
Not together.
Wait, did you see him play yet?
Separate.
Separate. I seen them separate. If you see the outfit and you see her, you can imagine what it's gonna look like together.
I can't. I seen a lot of stuff on the mannequin look crazy nice.
That's the
and then
mannequin.
somebody put it on. I'm like, oh wait, whoa.
So you can't imagine.
Talking real life.
No,
You're talking
real life.
You see him walking in the outfit.
I tell her put that thing on for me.
Put it on.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
What if she got it on? She walking. You see it.
That means that means you play together. They didn't play together yet.
But that's what he's saying. He's saying if she put the outfit on and she's walking, you know what it's gonna look like.
It's gonna be like, whoa, like a 10 for 10, like a touchdown.
Yeah, once you take it off, you're gonna know.
But no, you're not hearing
now.
me.
See now,
All right.
now.
I'm just saying that's what. All right.
We're on live television.
Best duo or room?
You read it, man.
Room.
Okay.
You see it says?
Because you guys sound like you keep naming 2 people. That's duo. Ooh. The best room is the Green Bay Packers.
That's
A bunch of guys?
Packers.
The best room is the Green Bay Packers.
They got a bunch of guys.
From 1 to 5, you got extremely talented
Why are we talking
room.
about the fifth wide
Who
receiver?
they got,
Because
though?
we're talking about room. Receiver room. Like, who's in the room? Who else is
Who's
in
in
the
the- who's in the
Hold
room?
on. Who else is in the room after Puka Nacua and Devontae? Who's in the room?
Wait, no, it's irrelevant.
Who's in the room after?
Don't matter. Who's in the room for the Packers?
Man,
Who's
we
in the
got.
room? Tell
I'm
us.
about to tell you.
You gotta tell
We
them
got
too.
Romeo Dobbs.
Oh.
Oh wow! Like you just drafted my man from Texas.
You don't even know his name. You don't even know his
Golden.
name.
You just drafted Matthew
I don't know what
Golden.
he's gonna do in the league.
You got Dontavius Wicks in the room.
he's done so
You got
much.
Christian Watson.
He's a beast.
You gotta
Y'all can
cover-
say all that from top to bottom, from 1 through 5.
name and name.
You got Jaden Reed in the room,
name
who's
and
a
name.
guy. Whatever you want to say, from top to bottom.
Can I say this?
The Packers have
say
the
this?
better room.
Some guys will have no resume. I don't know what they're gonna do. They got a whole bunch of names and
resume.
speed.
They got stats.
I mean,
600
what
yards
stats they got?
receiving.
They ain't got no
There's so many of them. It's so many of them.